North Carolina has forever been college football's biggest mystery. It's the flagship university in a big state that produces a good amount of talent. It's one of the most prominent brands in all of sports thanks to an alumnus named Michael Jeffrey Jordan, who almost single-handedly changed how athletes were marketed around the world. He also won a few basketball games along the way. And most of all, North Carolina wins in pretty much everything with national championships in men's basketball, field hockey, men's lacrosse and women's lacrosse, women's soccer, and men's and women's tennis just in the last 10 years alone. But Carolina football is the sleeping giant that can't stop swallowing Ambien by the handful. Decade after decade, coach after coach, it never wakes up. Now here comes Bill Belichick, arguably the best NFL coach of all time, 72 years old and desperate for a last shot that no professional franchise seems to want to give him. In his possession is a 400-page manifesto on how to win in modern college football, a staff of familiar names from his New England Patriots days, and an aura that even Nick Saban couldn't live up to. It's wild to say it, but it's true. Belichick is next up to try his hand at turning this perpetually tantalizing job into a winner. He's going to be the Tar Heels football coach, the school announced Wednesday night. After 467 regular season games coached in the NFL, 44 more in the playoffs, and 6 Super Bowl titles, Belichick and North Carolina are about to consummate perhaps the most unlikely marriage in the history of college football. Can Bill Belichick turn North Carolina into a winner? At 72, he's chasing one last high-H. For a lot of people who have long observed or coached in college football, the immediate reaction to Belichick's arrival will be skeptical or even dismissive. In a coaching career that stretches back to 1975, he's never worked a day on a college campus. His last couple of years in New England, after the dynasty he created with Tom Brady crumbled, were not a masterpiece of coaching or roster building. When you read accounts of how he ruled Foxborough with unrelenting, cold-blooded intimidation and fear, the notion of him connecting with undeveloped 18-year-olds and their impatient parents seems impossible. For goodness sake, North Carolina just fired 73-year-old Mack Brown because the game had passed him by. The rest of Brown's contemporaries have either retired or fled to the NFL, where they don't have to deal with the headaches of 365 days per year recruiting in the era of revenue sharing and name, image, and likeness.